There's been many times since this channel has been created when I, doing this zombies news show, feel kind of like a journalist, working with different sources, trying to confirm their validity, trying to put a concrete picture together out of small bits and pieces of information, digging deeper under the surface to provide you guys with information that I think you won't find anywhere else. Today is one of those episodes of the Zombies News Update here on COD Zombies HQ that I felt like I had to do just that. This video will be comprised of two sections, the first being the expected release date of possible new content coming to Black Ops 3, and the second is information from a source that has information about what that content will be. And I think us zombie fans are going to be very excited. I want to do my best to continue to stay neutral in this video while analyzing the sources that have become available to us. I would very strongly encourage you guys to watch the full video today, as you are presented with all the information before commenting or forming an opinion. If you guys do enjoy this video, and if you're at all excited about its contents, be sure to smash that thumbs up button down below. That would be freaking awesome. And hey, consider subscribing to this channel for more great zombies content to come if you're not already. So kicking off this show with the first part of this story, that being the expected release date of new content coming to Black Ops 3. If you guys haven't seen yesterday's daily update, it went up really late right as this information came out. I would definitely recommend you watch that first to get a better background about what we're going to talk about. But to summarize it very briefly, the voice actor for Richtofen that does the Portuguese-Brazilian dub of the character lines in Black Ops 3 made a post on his Instagram page saying that he's recording a new dialogue for Richtofen in Black Ops 3 where he is even more insane. Once people found this post and started commenting, "OMG, leaked DLC 5, you weren't supposed to tell us this," he actually edited the post, removing everything related to Black Ops 3. But after doing some digging, this post tells us a whole lot more than we originally thought. And the reason for that is that this isn't the first time he's posted on Instagram of him recording Richtofen's dub for Black Ops 3 Zombies. There are two other examples where he explicitly mentions he's recording Richtofen's voice for Black Ops 3. The first is this one, originally posted December 17th, 2015. And while he doesn't mention Richtofen or Black Ops 3 in the description by name, he does say at the end of that, translated to English, "Today my character is a German psychopathic doctor," which fits our buddy Edward Richtofen to a T. This first date of December 17th, 2015 is significant for us because we can assume that he is recording dialogue for Black Ops 3 DLC 1 Der Eisendrache, which came out on February 2nd, 2016. This means that there was approximately 8 weeks between when he recorded the dubbed dialogue for Richtofen for DLC 1 and DLC 1's eventual release. The second example is this one here, originally published on March 15th, 2016. It explicitly mentions in the tags that he's recording lines for Edward Richtofen, and here it's likely that he's recording dialogue for DLC 2, which released on April 19th, 2016, or approximately 5 to 6 weeks after the initial recording. This means that if our assumptions for which DLC he was recording for in these two sessions are correct, aka DLC 1 and DLC 2 respectively, that means that generally there is a 6 to 8 week time frame after the foreign dubs are done when the eventual content gets released. Now looking ahead at the calendar 7 weeks into the future from when this latest voice actor's recording of Richtofen was originally posted, that would give us June 7th. 8 weeks in the future would give us June the 14th. New content for Call of Duty is always released on a Tuesday, meaning the 7-week window would be on the 6th, the 8th-week window would be on the 13th, and a 9-week window would be on the 20th. Supposing that 7 to 8 week estimated release window from the recording of dubbed content to the release of final content that we've been able to garner from his Instagram page And if they are working on the same time schedule as they were for the regular DLC season, there are thus 3 likely dates for the release of this new content in June. The first at the 7-week window is June 6th. I think that this is an unlikely date for the release of new content if it does exist. The second release date at the 8-week window is the 13th, which I also think is unlikely as a release date. And here's why. June the 13th, 2017 is the day that E3 2017 opens its doors to the public. As I'm sure you guys are aware, E3 is a time when all the biggest game companies and publishers hold press briefings, kind of hyping up their products and advertising future releases. Most of the companies hold their press conferences a day before E3 opens, meaning it's likely that this year the biggest developers will hold their press conferences on Monday, June the 12th, one day before E3 officially opens its doors. This is the day that Sony will likely hold their press conference at E3. And as you guys are aware, Sony is the company that has an exclusivity deal with Call of Duty. Any new DLC content released for Call of Duty releases first on PlayStation 1 month before all the other platforms. This day at this press conference would seem like the most likely date to release a trailer for new DLC content for Black Ops 3. And as has been the trend with Call of Duty lately, approximately 1 week after this initial trailer is released, the content is released. Meaning that if history repeats itself, if Treyarch is working with the same timeline they used for the regular DLC season for Black Ops 3, it's likely that this new content would be released on Tuesday, June the 20th, which would be a release date nestled in between DLC 2 and 3 for Infinite Warfare, in which DLC 3 for IW would likely release sometime late in July, giving about a 1-month time frame where this content would be released and where IW's new content would kick back in. But HQ, I can hear you saying, we don't know what kind of content this will be. It could be nothing. He could be dubbing over old lines for whatever reason. He's teasing it wrong. We don't know what the lines of dialogue he was recording as Edward Richtofen were. And partly you're right. The pessimist or realist, whatever you want to call it, in me says that this is just going to be some minor feature like Newton's Cookbook or something like that involving Richtofen, or they're redubbing old dialogue or something and it's just nothing new. But I've spoken to a source that is in contact with this voice actor, and he told this source a little bit about the kinds of lines he was recording as Edward Richtofen on Wednesday. His name is Charlie Zombies, and he's a fairly large Brazilian COD Zombies YouTuber. Now, I had to confirm the validity of what he was telling me. He said he had contact with these voice actors on Facebook, and he's actually interviewed them before. Well, it turns out, guys, he's right. Check out this video by Mudino. He's an even larger Brazilian Zombies YouTuber with over 100,000 subscribers. Charlie Zombies and Mudino are friends. You can see Charlie Zombies in the foreground on the left. Sitting on the right is the Brazilian voice actor for Dempsey. His name is Dudu Fevereiro, but he is not the person that we've been talking about. We've been talking about the voice actor for Richtofen. And, well, here's Mudino interviewing the voice actor for Richtofen. Charlie Zombie said Mudino actually invited him to participate in this interview as well, just like in the one with the voice actor for Dempsey, but he couldn't quite make it in time to the interview. He's also shown me some private information to the point that I can tell you 100% this guy is legit. He does have contact with the voice actor that plays Richtofen in Black Ops 3 Zombies. And again, this is the Brazilian voice actor that does the Portuguese Brazilian lines. Nolan North does the English lines. This guy does the Portuguese Brazilian lines. There's some people confused in the last video. Just want to straighten that up. Now to the finale. What did he have to say? Well, if you guys have seen interviews with voice actors for games pretty much all around, you know that most of the voice actors that actually perform these lines aren't actually that knowledgeable about the roles or games they're performing about. These people are professional voice actors, not necessarily gamers. And while they receive details about their characters, for example, in this case, as he said in the Instagram post, he's playing a crazy German doctor by the name of Edward Richtofen for Black Ops 3 Zombies, often he doesn't know any more background information than that. So when Charlie Zombies asked him, is the lines you're performing for new Black Ops 3 content, he didn't know. But he did relay to Charlie Zombies some of the topics in the lines of dialogue that he was performing. He said to Charlie Zombies that he was performing some lines about gravity, some lines about a theater, and some lines about space monkeys. The first one, dialogue about gravity, if we want to say this is new content or remastered content, we could say that this relates to quotes for Remastered Moon. Alternatively, you could say, no, this is just redubbing dialogue for like the Der Reisendrach portion of Revelations where there's anti-grav and things like that. The second part, about a theater, you could say that this is possible remastered content for Kino. Or you can say, for whatever reason, this is just redubbed content of the Kino portion for Revelations. But the third line of dialogue he was talking about, that of Space Monkey, doesn't appear in any map in Black Ops 3. The only time there's anything monkey related in that game is the Cyber Silverback boss within Dead Ops Arcade 2. But that boss isn't the Cosmic Silverback from the first game, which is a space monkey. This one isn't. And the second factor is that this boss in Dead Ops Arcade 2 does not have any language-specific dialogue. All he does is roar, which obviously can be applied to every voice pack of every language. So therefore, it seems very unlikely that he was recording new dialogue for the Cyber Silverback from Dead Ops Arcade 2 all the way here in 2017. But there is a Zombies map where space monkeys do appear and there are quotes about them as Richtofen, and that's all the way back in Black Ops 1 Ascension. If you are a believer in DLC 5, this voice actor telling Charlie Zombies that he remembers talking about space monkeys as Richtofen on Wednesday is probably one of the most interesting pieces of evidence that exists so far on this topic. And perhaps the icing on the cake, if you will, was recently posted to Reddit by Reddit users Ortiz420. By the way, happy 420 for everybody that, does that thing. That the Brazilian dub voice actors for Dempsey and Nikolai were recently pictured together, likely doing a group recording of these new lines of dialogue. That picture has also since been removed after the community found out about it. I saw it yesterday, I didn't screenshot it, so sorry I don't have it for you in this video, but it exists. Oh man, what a time to be a Zombies fan. Remember guys, this is all under the big caveat of nothing is official yet. The coincidences and sources and info continues to stack up and up, but man, inside it's so unlikely that I just don't want to believe. I want to stay neutral on this position until we get real confirmation, a trailer, something from Treyarch. Very, very excited, and I hope you guys feel the same way. And if it doesn't happen, if E3 goes by without a trailer, if in July we still don't have anything and the dream is dead, then so be it. We can remember to a day where we can look back and say, we thought it could happen. But today, here on 4/20/2017, the future looks bright. Well, that wraps up this video. It's the longest one I've done of this kind on the channel in its history. If you did enjoy it, smash that thumbs up button down below. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. More great info to come. Guys, I want to thank you so much for sticking through this video, and I'll see you with another Zombies news update tomorrow.